Ma'am, thank you for sitting down with us to discuss this case of choosing your baby's gender through IVF. Thank you, nurse, for your input on your patient's care. Thank you to everyone on this committee for allowing me to present my thoughts on our patient's plan of care. Although the patient always has the right to autonomously make medical decisions, in this situation, the patient should not have the right to undergo IVF treatment to choose a specific gender. Catholic Church is very clear on its position for respecting life from conception to natural death. IVF is already an immoral solution to infertility, and it's even more immoral and selfish to undergo IVF not due to infertility issues but to choose a specific gender. We deem IVF to be immoral because it involves the murder of innocent lives. In the eyes of the church, life begins at conception. This means that as soon as the sperm fertilizes the egg, that zygote is already considered a human, a full person. Once the sperm and egg come together, they immediately fuse and the cells have 23 pairs of chromosomes, just like you and me. And not just that, there are several more reasons why IVF is immoral. First, IVF babies are not created through sexual intercourse. Eggs are taken from the woman and sperm is taken from the man. Usually, the man masturbates and the ejaculated sperm is then used to fertilize the egg in a petri dish in a lab. From the church's point of view, this is already wrong. Children should be created from the intimate sexual intercourse of their parents, not made in a lab. Children deserve to be created from love and by love, not through their parents' two separate acts as if they were mere donors. And the second reason IVF is immoral is that innocent lives are killed. In the IVF process, once the eggs are fertilized, then they're placed into the woman's uterus. And then the unwanted zygotes are killed. This could be because some of them look like they're weaker than the others, and it looks like their chances of them making it to full term are slim. Or they may be killed and they may be unwanted because the couple just wanted one child instead of twins or triplets. And it's more likely that IVF pregnancies are multi-gestational pregnancies, twins or triplets, because multiple eggs are fertilized at once to increase the chance of success. In the case of this patient, in the case of you, certain zygotes are going to be labeled as unwanted because it's the wrong gender. So imagine a doctor using ultrasound, not to look at the baby's growth, not to look at the baby's health, but to insert potassium chloride into the baby's thorax. Potassium chloride, the same thing used for death row people. Imagine monitoring a baby's heartbeat to make sure that it's dying. If they see that the first injection of potassium chloride was not enough, they inject more doses of it to make sure that the baby dies. Even the act of IVF is deemed immoral, so I'm definitely against you guys undergoing IVF to choose the gender of your child. There are other options such as adoption, and we fully understand that adoption may not be your first choice because the child will not be your blood child. But adoption is a much more moral option than murdering babies. Now, if this were a fertility issue, there's options such as lower tubal oocyte transfer, LTOT, or gamete intrafallopian transfer, GIFT, and intrauterine insemination, IUI. These are alternative options for infertility issues, but this case is not an issue of infertility. This is a case of choosing gender. And LTOT, GIFT, and IUI are moral alternatives to IVF because the egg is fertilized in the woman's body rather than outside the womb in a lab. However, like we mentioned, this family does not have infertility issues. You merely want to choose the gender of your child as if you're shopping for options. As a follower of Christ and as a priest of the Catholic Church and as someone who values the gift of life, I highly encourage the patient the mom and the spouse, the father, to think about the babies that will inevitably be killed if you decide to undergo IVF.